Brian's Beat.
You're also hopping on board with reaching out to Amazon to get Amazon to open up shop in New Bedford. Not open up shop, but open a corporate headquarters in New Bedford. Where's that coming from?
You know, it's a $5.5 billion project. And
that's where it's coming from.
That's where it's coming from. And the reality is that you very rarely see kind of a national RFP on behalf of a major corporation saying, hey, we're building a second corporate headquarters. Who wants it? Well, you're kind of silly if you don't throw your hat in the ring. Now, does that necessarily mean that this area is a prime location already on Amazon's list? Likely not. But what you do get out of it is an opportunity to hone your pitch. And it's always important that a community hones its pitch.
And what do you mean by that?
What I mean by it is if you're looking to attract major employers to a location, you have to have all of the parts and pieces in place. You have to be able to demonstrate that you can provide an educated workforce. You have to be able to demonstrate that you can provide housing, that you can provide the infrastructure necessary and even the land necessary to put a campus of this size. So when you start talking about putting your pitch together, the exercise is an extraordinarily good one. Now, there isn't a community in the country that isn't a long shot on the Amazon deal.
Well, who's the short shot?
And you don't know who the short shot is. You can make an assumption that Amazon, which is now currently based in California, would like to have kind of coast-to-coast representation, and so there's a strong possibility that at some location on the East Coast may end up the Amazon corporate headquarters. We're lucky that in Fall River we have one of their fulfillment centers. That fulfillment center is essentially a warehouse where Amazon products are put out. But to have an Amazon presence already means to some degree we're on Amazon's radar screen.
But aren't there a lot of those centers, fulfillment centers around the country?
Absolutely. And they're going to look at a variety of factors when they put all of this together. My assumption, and I may be incorrect, my assumption is that our previous conversation about South Coast Rail would actually at some point speak to Amazon because they have a kind of workforce that is looking for high-quality public transportation. And so very often you find if a place of that size is going to hire 50,000 people, those 50,000 people are going to have to come from somewhere to that place. And that requires a rigorous transportation system. So they're going to be looking at a variety of factors: the cost of doing business in a particular place, the the availability of an educated workforce. They're going to look at what's the available land. They're going to look at what incentives are laid before them to move their corporate headquarters there.
If I'm thinking about a highly educated workforce, you're correct. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts has the most colleges and universities in the world.
You cannot swing a dead cat without hitting another college or university.
But that opens up the door to say, well, isn't Worcester looking great? Because they have several colleges and universities. They already have that rail access into the city of Boston. They already have an airport that can handle the type of shipments that Amazon is looking to bring in and out and in and out.
You know, Worcester, I would think, could be a player in this. I think there are players all over the place, and they each one has different things to bring to the table.
Brian's Beat.